Hello and thanks for clicking on my video. This is the first video or anything that I've ever done, so it's not perfect, and the face rigging did mess up a little bit after I had to go get my dog. Also, I have a lot of animals and they will be making noise throughout the video, but I made sure that you can still hear me talking. So without further ado, hi everyone. So my model was posted in a Facebook group, and a few of you guys wanted to know how I made my model look a little bit more 2D than what you're typically used to seeing with Vroid. So I thought I would give some tips and tricks on how to do it. So the first thing, I'm actually going to link a tutorial for the hair in the description because I followed someone on YouTube, but there's a couple things that I did change, so I will go over that. So the only thing I changed with the actual texture of the hair is I put these highlights in, which I think is like just like a nice touch. It adds these little, highlights, whatever. So the most important thing you want to do with the hair is you want to turn the highlights that come with the hair all the way to black, and that turns them off. So it just makes it look like the texture that's actually drawn. Yes, hello Frankie. And then I just usually turn the base and shade color all the way to white so that you can basically just see the actual texture and nothing else. You can mess around with it a little bit if you don't like exactly how your texture looks. If you want to add some different coloring to it, you can. Like, let's say I wanted to make it look a little bit darker, I could do that. And I would just change these to like the same color. But I'm not going to do that today. So in your general editor, first thing you want to do is you want to turn the rim light completely off, because it just makes it look more three-dimensional, and we don't want that. And then shading, we're going to turn the shading areas all the way off and turn the shading hardness all the way up. So you can already pretty much see the difference in how she looks compared to how the base model in Vroid looks. Because that's what this model is. She just comes with the program, which I'm sure you guys know if you have already downloaded the program. Okay, on to the face. So the first thing I do is I make the whites of the eyes all the way white. Forgot to turn my mirror tool on. Mirror tool is very helpful. So that'll just give it less depth. This model doesn't have eyelashes, but your base model will if you're just starting from scratch. So I turn them off because I prefer just doing it straight from the eyeline. So I drew my own eyeline in Procreate. That's just the program I prefer to use. You could use Photoshop or any art program. And then you can change the base color to look a little bit darker just to match. So my main point with the eyeline, you can be as creative as you want with it, but I'd suggest not putting much texture to it, keeping it mostly like flat color, then adding minimal eyelashes, but keep the edge clean, not like blended or anything. I like to do the bottom eyelashes in Vroid because you can actually see how it looks on the model, and it's a little bit easier to see what you're doing. Sorry. My dog is a jerk. So the main thing about the irises is that whoops. Yeah, I just turn the highlights off because I include the irises, or the highlights in the irises. But basically the main thing about the irises is you don't want too much detail. Some detail is good, yes, but not too much, otherwise it won't look 2D like you're going for. I also like to make them a little bit more narrower than what the models typically have, because it just gives more of an anime look. Also, I like to have like a little bit of an outline on there, just to keep it consistent with the rest. That's one thing I forgot to do. I do like to turn the outline on. And then for the hair, I like to have the outline as kind of like a, not completely black, but like a color that will look nice with the hair color that you've chosen. Now the eyebrows that are on the model already look pretty decent. But what I would do is, if you're drawing it from scratch, just make sure you have like an outline on it. Again, not like completely black. Not completely black, but just somewhat of an outline on it. Then for the skin, so there is a skin that I really like. So it gives that anime look, but you can definitely like edit the color of it in Procreate or whatever art program you want, or even in here. Like for example, this shadow, I would just do that, and then just get rid of some of it. Of course, I would spend more time on this if I was actually like making a model. But yeah, there's lots of things you can do in art programs, like changing the color completely without taking any of the depth away. Also, on this model, I would also do the matching skin, but for some reason, this base model has some of the clothing drawn directly on the skin. So if you're making a base model, you're gonna do the skin first, and then if you want to draw any of the clothes directly on the skin, draw it after you import this skin. But yeah, it makes a pretty big difference. I'm not going to go over clothing because I haven't quite figured out how to do clothing myself that much. But there we have it. Alright, well, you guys can let me know if you want me to do any other sort of tutorial, or if you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Alright, thanks, bye.